I'm just a messenger as usual. I just want to share some things with you guys. But whatever I share, I always tell you guys to try it out for yourself. Test it. I've done a lot of testing. So I'm not going to give too much information unless requested. But I'm definitely going to give enough so you guys will know. And I'm also going to give you a solution. Now, there is a disclaimer on this solution. It's not a forever solution. Trust me, I know. I've tried it. It's not a forever solution. And I'm going to share two stories. Now, this has happened multiple times. But I'm only going to share the first time. And I'm also going to share the most recent time. Now, the first time took place back in 2020/2021. I can't remember exactly, but it was around that time. It was around the time I was still playing a lot bigger and considered, I guess, a VIP or whatever you want to call it. Now, there are some things and details I'm going to give, not because I'm trying to name drop or brag, because I'm not going to drop the name, but I am going to give somewhat of the title. But I'm going to start off with the first one. So the first time, there was this time I was playing with a group. I spoke about this group plenty of times. We're not card counters. We're just strategic players with a large enough bankroll to play certain ways. So with this group, again, it's typically 3 to 4 people. We pull a large sum of money, and only one person plays. That's just how it works. So it came around my rotation, so it was my rotation, and I was playing. We were playing in the back room. Now, we went from the top floor to the back room. And no matter what we did, like, it started off good. When we were upstairs, and it just went horrible second shoot. Like, just after then, nothing, just horrible. So we go downstairs. The first shoot, again, we experienced the same thing. First shoot, good. After that first shoot, just horrible. And with my particular group, we don't focus on side bets, but depending on which player is playing, some of us do like playing the side bets because we've noticed certain things, certain patterns. We just notice certain things, and it's worth playing every now and then. Not 100% all the time, but every now and then. So I'm not sure if you guys ever watched how the blackjack tables goes. You give your card, you sign in, or not sign in, I'm sorry. You give your card, they'll log you into the system, and every now and then you'll see the floor run over to the computer. They'll look at everybody's chips, and then they'll look. If you watch their eyes, they're looking at also the betting spot. And what they're doing is actually counting to see how much you're betting. And I always knew, like, I didn't always know that, but eventually, after actually stepping foot into a casino and playing blackjack outside of online for the first time, I did start to pick up on that. And so I was sort of like, I used to hide my chips, pocket them, and do all kinds of things. It's not illegal. It's just I don't like people pocket watching. And I just always felt a way about when they did that. So as time progressed, again, we noticing it's just all going bad. So we went from upstairs, downstairs, and at this point, I'm heading to just the regular tables, just to go ahead and try it out. So I get to the regular tables, and I'm playing the first shoot again. It goes good. I give my card, they stand me in, first shoot going good. All of a sudden, second shoot horrible, and we're getting to about the third shoot, about the middle of the third shoot. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get up, take a break, walk away. So I guess with the particular status of my card at that time, they actually allowed me to walk away from the table for an hour, and they'll hold my seat. Most of the time, they only do it for like 15-20 minutes. But again, my status, it allows an hour. So I leave, but I don't leave for more than I leave for more than an hour. I'm actually gone for about 2 or 3 hours. That when I first get up to the table, they cover it with a little plastic cover case. But then eventually around that second or third hour, I believe they pulled me off of the table, which is fine. That's no problem at all. So I come back. I don't give an ID. I don't give my card. And they go ahead and slide me my chips with no questions asked, no problem. But since they removed me from the table, they removed me from the system. So they asked for my card, and I refused to give my card. I was like, no, I don't want to give my card. And they were like, well, you're a, she proceeds to tell me that I'm a ranked player, and she was a dealer that was there before I even left. So she seen how big I was playing, and she was telling me, your comps and all this. And I was like, I don't care. I'll just ask my casino host for, whatever I want. And so then she proceeds to ask for my ID. And just a backstory for this particular property, I am friends, not like real good personal friends. They just know me and know of me, and we know each other, and we say hi, and we speak. So a lot of the floor staff and the pit bosses, I even share a same name with one of them, and so that's how we sort of became friends. It's an older gentleman, so she doesn't know me that well to just know my name, but she know I was there. She seen me there. She gave me my chips back with no ID, no nothing. So she asked for my ID. I was like, no, I don't want to give my ID, because given your ID, they still want to put you into the system, and I just don't want to be in the system at that time. So I refuse, and then she calls the floor staff. And with this particular floor staff at the time, well, this one person, I already had an issue with her before, because I used to carry a pack, and with the pack, I used to carry a large sum of money. But I used to carry the pack on my chest, because if someone tried to reach for my bag, if it's on my side, I don't have too much control over that, and I can't watch all the time. But if it's on my chest, I can watch it. It's right there, no problem. So if she had a problem with me carrying a pack, she's like, oh, is that a camera? Damn well knowing it's not a camera. It's a big not a big, but it's a pack. And you can obviously tell that it's a pack with it's a pouch that sits on the front of my chest. So she comes over and she wants to be nasty, and I'm refusing to give my ID. And it's not because they want to check how old I am. They already know I was in the system. They gave me my chips back without my card, my ID and everything. So she proceeds to call property security. So property security comes, and it's a tribal casino, and it's this bull dyke, funny looking, short, midget type of chick, right? And I'm not saying I just be disrespectful. I'm saying that because I was mad as hell. And the way she came over mad and angry, and already just on some other retarded nonsense. So I wasn't feeling that, and I still refused to give my ID. And the reason and I shouldn't have done it, but I did do it because I knew at that property I started to gain certain pull and privileges. So since security couldn't get my ID, they decided to call the cops. So when they called the cops, I laughed. When I laughed, I went ahead and I reached out to my casino host at the time. So my casino host, she doesn't answer, but she calls right back. But I'm in the middle of, arguing with them, and I didn't see that she was calling back. But there's this lady. I never seen her before, and I guess she had to be higher up, because she came in like the Men in Black. It was her. She had like 3 other dudes with black suits. They were like surrounding her. She had her walkie-talkie. She had her hair in like this blonde bob, and she just came in stunting, right? So she comes up, she pulls up very nice. She already knows my name. She introduces herself. I can't remember her name, but she introduces herself. She's very polite, she's respectful, and she asks what's going on. So she listens to me, and she says, she looks at them, and she's like, he doesn't want to be in. She doesn't, he said he does, she said he doesn't want to be in. That's fine. And then like soon as she was saying that, my casino host actually found me. I guess she maybe looked up where I was or something like that. I'm not sure. But she finds me, she comes, and she's like, she says that's ridiculous. He doesn't want to be in the system. That's fine. That's all up to him. And we went on our day. But I was mad at that point, so I actually pulled my chips and I just left the table. So that was my first encounter. Sorry if that was long and winded, but it's something I had to tell to build up. So this next recent time was fast forward into 2025. I'm playing, and at this time I'm playing with a celebrity friend. I'm not name dropping, I'm not trying to sound cringe, but I'm saying it because I'm building up here. So playing with a celebrity friend. This celebrity friend has their own wait staff just standing there 24/7. Not just that, they have the pit bosses. One of the pit bosses, not all of them, but a pit boss. And at one point, there's actually 2 pit bosses. They're over there laughing it up, trying to giggle it up, being friends, and all this other stuff, right? So we're just surrounded by people. So people, they see who I'm with, and they see who's there. They see me. Some of them know me. Some of them I have not seen before. When it comes to floor staff, whatever. So we're playing, and we decide to. We want to switch tables because there was a problem with the dealer. Now, we didn't have the problem with the dealer. Well, we did. We had a problem with the way, because we let an older gentleman come and play with us, right? And something went on, and it was like a bad joke the dealer tried to tell, and the other guy was like, that wasn't cool. And it wasn't. And so I say something, and the particular celebrity I'm with, they say something. So a few hands go by. Later on, now, the celebrity says a joke, and the dealer doesn't like it. And the dealer says something, and he's like, okay, well, there you go. You see, he didn't like it, and he got mad, and he called the floor over, and whatever. So we decided to, get up and go. So I go to another table. Again, I don't want to put my card in. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I don't want to put my card in. The reason I don't want to put my card in, because they track everything. Like I said, referring back to the first story, they track everything. At this particular table, we're playing Trilux. So there's a bunch of side bets, and we're betting big. Now, when we first got there to the table during the first shoot, it was just a shoot change, we were hitting them. We were smashing them. I tell you no lie. The celebrity I was with, they were playing a lot bigger than me. But the table was actually limited, and it wasn't a great limit, but it was a good enough limit. So if he did hit a side bet, the dude was clearing anywhere from, off just one side bet, he was clearing 4,500 all the way up to 9,000. Yeah, it was 9,000 for a side bet, and a few times he hit both of them at the same time, so that's 15,000. So we're cleaning up. Here comes the second shoot, and we just start to lose. And it goes back to what I was saying. They track everything. When they come in and they're typing in them numbers, they're also doing not just the main bet, but they're actually doing the side bets. So as they're doing the side bets, we're noticing that, okay, we're the only ones playing the side bets, and we're playing huge. And now all of a sudden, and I know, again, you're not going to hit them all the time, every time, all day, but check this out. So the one person that's not playing the side bets, he's constantly hitting them over and over and over, even after making a change. So he's hitting them over and over and over. We make a seat change. That change we made, we start hitting them again, right? And so then all of a sudden, next shoot comes, and we can't hit nothing at all. So we're like, okay, we ain't liking this. This is bull crap. So he goes ahead, and I share my little information with him, and we just start putting our card in. But we do move to a different table, and when we move to a different table, again, at that table, I don't want to put my card in at all. So I go there, I sit down. I have thousands of dollars in my hands. They know I was just playing at the other table. So I sit down, I tell them, they asked for my ID. I said, no, I don't want to put it in. And they asked for my driver's license. I said no again, because I know once they check the ID, it's not that they just want to see my age. They actually want to see my name and still put me in, because they'll still do that. So they're like, oh no, you can't play then. And I'm like, that's total bullcrap. I was just sitting at the right next to you at the other pit, because the other pit is like no more than a few feet away. So, and they're like, yeah, and one of them say, no, yeah, we see you, and they were going to go ahead and do it, but another one came over, and they're like, oh no, we need your ID. So long story short, we both got up and we just left because we knew what was going on. And so for me sharing all of this, all 15 minutes of this information, all of this is just to tell you guys that when you get these cards and you sign up for these cards, they're tracking everything. And they're actually doing certain unfair things which benefits them, which should be considered cheating. And I want you guys, I want to say this clearly. I want you guys to just think back, or even just go to a casino, right? And I want you to watch how people are betting and playing. I want you guys to see how the people that's betting the side bets, yes, they're going to hit them, that first shoot, where they first come in, they'll be hitting everything, they'll be gaining money. And then after that first shoot, that second shoot comes, they may hit one or two. But other than that, it stopped. And they're just straight losing side bet after side bet after side bet, and bet after bet after bet. But the people that's not playing, or playing very minimum, like $5 or something, are just constantly hitting them. And no matter that they're hitting them, they're still playing that $5. I just want you guys to watch that, because it's flat out manipulation, it's flat out cheating. And again, it should definitely be considered illegal. Very much so illegal. So just keep a lookout for that. And I just want to share that with you guys, because it's something that needs to be said, something that needs to be talked about. And the way around that, again, I've actually stated it multiple times. And if you wasn't paying attention, but if you were paying attention, just didn't catch it, the best thing to do is when you come on to a new shoot, give your card, right? Give your card, play that shoot. If you're hitting those side bets, play the max out of them. And once that second shoot comes, get up and go. That's the way you're going to beat it. That's the way you're going to beat it. If you constantly sit there and try to duplicate that, it's not going to happen. It's not. You'll go hours and hours and hours without hitting a side bet, or maybe hitting one or two. Meanwhile, the people that's not playing those side bets, or playing very minimum, like $5, are hitting them over and over and over and over. It's hard to get one, but when you start seeing these people pull 3 and 4 at a time in a row, or constantly hitting them like almost every other hand, every other 2 hands, yeah, they're pulling those emotional shoestrings. So get your ass up and go. But please share. You don't have to say it's coming from me. Just watch the video, learn the information, and just share it with other people. Because I'm really in it to help people, and I want us to be able to beat these casinos. I'm really liking what's happening to Vegas. I'm liking the bit of a downfall. And you're like, why? But you like playing. Me playing, it wasn't anything so much as for fun. It's to make money. And again, I haven't been on this earth no more than 30 years. But the short period of time that I've been on this earth and playing, I've encountered and seen quite a big change that's pretty ridiculous. So share, and definitely learn something. And I actually didn't finish one of my thoughts, but the only reason I brought up the fact of, a celebrity is because, like I said, there was a lot of floor staff there. They had their own personal waiter just standing there waiting. But while playing with this person, it seemed a lot of, when you're playing with like high status people, a lot of times the floor does open up, and sometimes they do share a little bit too much information, and possibly sometimes things that they should have probably not shared. And that's the reason I brought that particular person up, because that's when I really realized how much that they just don't calculate like that, just that bet size. They're inputting bet, side bets, and just all of that type of information and data. So I definitely just want to share that with you guys. If you do have a chance to play with someone of a different tier, don't be afraid to. Just don't jump in and mess up their game, but definitely play and watch, how floor staff operates and handle certain things, because you'll learn a lot of information. And even, I think I shared part of a story before when it came to Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and how I was telling you guys how the machine knows exactly what player is getting what cards. And I shared, I was playing at the time. I was playing a lot bigger, so I actually have more pull. I was playing at a different property, and they shared some information I don't think they should have shared, but take it as a lesson.